Greetings. I hope I find you well despite the lockdown and the pandemic rising to climax. We just thank God we're still alive, and we pray that things will get better. We'd like to welcome you to our channel, where I want to discuss today about coordinate and response, a major chapter in the Cambridge IGCSE-Biology. All right. So we know the syllabus code. The syllabus code is easy to memorize. 0610. That's the syllabus code. So in this chapter, we want to talk about so much about the fundamentals of coordinate and response. What is it that we have to look into, and what sort of questions do examiners normally ask pertaining to this chapter? We know that the first, if you check from the syllabus objective 14.1, it speaks of the nervous control in humans. That means we'll be talking about the neurons, the motor neurons, the relay neurons, the effectors, and so forth, and the connectors as well. Then we move on to the next objective. We'll be talking about the sense organs, where we'll mainly focus on the eye. And we know that the eye is made up of parts or components. And these are the things that I encourage you to study on. If you are looking at the eye, you're looking at the anatomy part of the eye. Let's look at the anatomy part. That means the parts of the eye. All right. The anatomy part. Then we look at the physiology part. Physiology part. Okay. Which means the functionality of each part of the eye. So we have got the cornea. What is the function of the cornea? What is the function of the iris? What is the function of the lens? How is the image formed? Can you define accommodation? Can you also define what is a blind spot? All those things. So these are the things that we'll be discussing in this chapter. Okay, we also move on to hormones. This section, which is 14.3, mainly focuses on this definitions mainly. How do you define a hormone, and also what types of hormones are we going to talk about? The adrenaline, the insulin, we'll talk about the testosterone, and so forth. So we will also talk about the hormones. But let me just define the hormone for you, because a lot of students struggles in defining what a hormone is. Okay, the quickest way to define hormone is to put it in point form. So we can define a hormone as a chemical substance. Chemical substance. Most of the questions that has to do with the definition of hormone, they carry 4 marks. So the 4 marks are coming from these points. Chemical substance carried in the blood. Carried in the blood. Okay. The next one, it alters the activity of a targeted organ. Okay. And the last thing that is also going to give you another 4th mark is that hormones are destroyed in the liver. Destroyed in the liver. Okay, so all the hormones are destroyed in the liver. So they just excreted, and then they work on a targeted organ. So these are the things that we'll be discussing. Thank you for joining. We'll see you in the later lessons. May God bless you.